Coach Johnson here with Spotlight High. I'm on location at Lansdowne High School. I'm with the Tommy Reamon. Tommy, thank you for having us today. We got a lot to talk about. Right now we want to talk about, you got opening day tomorrow with Green Run. Talk to me about how did your training season going for this past August?
Well, you know, this is a real good year. And why I said that, we had a great off season.
Yes.
Okay, what we did last year, the 12-1 record, was the best that we had since I've been over here. But what happened, it returned some players who had a taste of that winning tradition and what we did in the meantime to prepare for it. So when you speak of, you know, what's going on, how's things going to be, we don't know that, but the off season we worked as though work ethic was all we had.
Right.
And so with that, the anticipation is very high in reference to those guys who experienced winning last year lead this group that's young. And so as we open up tomorrow with Green Run, I just think that it would be a great improvement, you know, to at least know where they are.
Right, right. You talked about a lot of things right there, and my next question was about your team identity. What do you think that this team, compared to last team, what is your team identity this year going into this 2018 season?
Well, as I really have to kind of piggyback on what I just said, really, because this team has to find their identity. Because that team of a year ago, all of those guys graduated, and they truly had their own identity. This group is in dire need of it. That's why we had a lot of work this off season, because I had to find that out and bond them and see where their work ethics were. And so this group, I told them today after practice, I said, you are a special group.
Yes.
I've been wondering about it, talking about it, and tomorrow is the beginning of your year. And so what is their identity? I would not know until tomorrow. And all I can believe is this is a good group.
Yes.
They've done everything we've asked them to do. And if you do that, you win it anyway.
Right, right.
You know, so anyway, but just to kind of respond to you, that question.
Yes, yes. You've been here for quite some time. Before I was talking to Danny Dodson at Woodside, and we was talking about the longevity of coaches. Of course, we got Mike Smith, you know, and I think that he's 40 to 45 games off of 500 wins. Then we have Danny Dodson. He's been over here he's been at Woodside 22 years. Then you have, and I may not get my names right.
That's all right.
Lake Taylor. He's been there. Hank Sawyer's been there quite some time. Right down the street here, I think, is the next guy from Keller. He had DeWitt been here for quite some time, pretty much like Danny Dodson and you, and quite sure. But you started at Ferguson High School. Over there, and then you went to Warwick. Then you went to Gloucester. And now you found this home in Virginia Beach. I said all that to say this. What kept you motivated?
Well, I tell you, I have had a wonderful life, man. When I say that in the most honest, humbling way.
Yes.
I've touched every dream I've ever asked for.
Awesome.
And not many can say that. And to try to respond to you about where I've gone, I've done so much that when I give back, and the passion that I have to as I see these kids, it doesn't matter what building it is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the name of the building.
Yes.
It has something to do with the kids inside who's dreaming, and I remember the dreams.
Yes.
And I touched all of the dreams in a sense, and the travel. And so it's kept me going. Now, I spent all of my 20-some years in Newport News and the Tidewater. I lived there. That's my home. And I service our children. It's like they always ask you to give back. Well, I've given back, I still give.
Yes.
But the passion that I have on finding, I call the rough diamond, polish them.
Yes.
And so I'm still looking. The day that I do not have that attitude of polishing and helping the rough diamonds, the student athletes, then I leave it alone. It's just that simple.
Yes, that was well said. Let's talk about patience. I've seen a lot of coaches on the football field, and I've seen them get hot at referees. I've seen them scold their kids in a positive way, but you do it different. You old school. You still wear your tie every game. Am I correct?
Yes, that's it.
But you old school. But I never see you lose your cool. Let's talk about patience in this football game.
Well, that's a good chat conversation, and why I said that's interesting. I work all week in a game plan to compete in a game with the kids. We go over, coaching, instructions, all of that teaching. And that game or that event is no more talking.
Yes.
It's no more gearing up because this is the big show. This is the big thing. And it's almost like I spend every day, just like in a classroom, and for the kids to understand, you go through this,
right,
to pass that test.
Yes.
And so during the week, I do hollering, fussing, I do everything that I got to do. Whereas the night of that game, it's nothing else need to be said.
Right. It's all, like you said, it's a show. It's all about action now.
Yeah.
And this is the kids, up to the kids to do that action part.
Yeah. And I really look at the analogy of in the classroom getting ready for a test.
Yeah.
And I talk about it sometimes. So that's interesting that you asked that question about, patience and that kind of thing. And then probably as a player, that helped influence me more than the teacher part of me, the adult part of me, because as an athlete, I was heavily exposed to success as a running back, and I had to learn to be patient too, and just showing talents as a football athlete. So there's a lot of issues to that.
Yeah. That is awesome. Yeah. We're going to jump to some of your goals or your dreams that you have fulfilled. You have a book. I read some of your book. I apologize, I didn't read all your book.
That's all right.
But I will.
Right.
I will.
Yeah, that's all right.
You had some interesting things. You had touched, like you said, you had polished some great kids. And we don't want to go all the kids. Well, we don't want to go some of the kids, but I don't want to leave none out.
Yeah.
Because I talked to Coach Pollard one time, and I asked him, I said, put your best 4x4 together, or put your best 4x1. He said, whoo, I can't do that. And he said, I know it would be fast, but he couldn't do it. So talk about one of your dreams that you had started this All-Star game, 757 All-Star. It's going into the fourth year. And it's amazing because you got these kids from the South Side, the Peninsula, and I don't know what they call Chesapeake and Suffolk.
Yeah, they're part
and
of the
everybody
South
come all together and play this wonderful game at ODU.
Yeah.
Talk to me, how did that get started and why you started that?
Well, some of it has something to do with me not coaching in Newport News. And I live there.
Right.
I had always, all my career in life, wanted to give back. If I wasn't going to coach on the peninsula, in Newport News, I wanted to leave something of legacy there.
Yes.
The All-Star game brings together the top seniors in the Tidewater area, which is the 757, which I was part of in high school, and it's going on. I always had this question, how good are the South Side versus the Peninsula?
Right.
And so as I was wanting to have that senior last game, and I know they have the Virginia High School League All-Star game, but at least we have an alternative to participate for that last game of their senior year and have an opportunity to use the resources of helping those kids further their education, meaning postgraduate, junior college, or help them get in another school. In recruiting, we would be a resource. So with that thinking, Donnie Moore, my partner, who used to coach at Bayside High School, E.J. Manuel, that's with the Los Angeles Raiders now, quarterback. We came together, and he represents the South Side, I represent the Peninsula, and so if I wasn't coaching anymore at Lansdowne High School, I would have the game that I've always wanted to have,
continue going on,
and I continue to go on.
That's
trying to make a difference.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Yeah. And I think you are making a difference because because I've been to the game. I've been to all four. But what and if I got my math right, I got my wins and losses right. Peninsula 1-1. South Side 3. Yeah, but Peninsula's coming back.
Yeah, that's right. They are.
But even with the wins and losses, it's a great game.
Yeah.
About these seniors.
Yeah.
Because you have, like you said, you have Virginia High School. All-Star game. But in this area, it's so much more.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. It's so much more, and so you have a great, outstanding programmer there. I appreciate you keep doing that. Yeah.
Well, you're part of it.
Yeah.
You're part of it.
I filmed and I filmed the game, and I think what that part is that, like you said, coaches still see kids not only just going to somebody in their district, now they're going against another all-star team, and they doing very well. And we talked about off camera about the Gloucester young man, the linebacker at Gloucester. He was dominating in the Peninsula district. They went to the playoffs. He still dominated. And when he came to the All-Star game, he as well. They ran away from him, but he's so great. He ran to the ball.
That's right.
So I applaud you for keep doing that. Keep doing that.
Thank you.
That is
look
awesome.
Forward to this year.
Yeah, that is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to something that's personal.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about coaching now. I'm talking about father. Talk to me, and I see it on your face, gets glowing. Talk to me. How proud, how amazing it is that you see your son. And I think like I told him at a cookout, I'm grandfather in. I'm going to call you Little Tommy because your dad is Big Tommy. That just, man to man, this is how it is. How proud of you is that young man that he's still doing his dream in football. How proud of you of that?
Oh, I tell you, every parent want their children to do what they want to do and be successful at it. Tommy Jr., I am so proud of everything he represents because I've watched him grow, and every parent can say that, just like that. But I have seen this kid being exposed by others that I've helped bring in his life, and he's taken the goods from it.
Yes.
Oh, it could in real life or the bads, but the goods of it, and put it into his own dream of what he wants. And I understand, like every parent, I help him do anything I can help him do. However, he has seen so much success, if that's what society says, getting to a certain level of career is a success story. And he's seen so many.
Right.
And he's been able to touch these people.
Yes.
And so now that he is touching his dreams, it is no book that you can write on a blueprint to get there. It's how you go about it from the environment that you learned as you gotten older. And I am so proud that he's learned from others.
Yes.
And said, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
This is what I want to do. I may not make no money in a while. I may not do this. This is what I like to do. And I think every human being should have that opportunity or that dream.
Yes.
Regardless. That's me. That's me.
Yeah. And when me and him sat down earlier this summer, or just last month, I can just see it on his face, and he's like, I got it.
I'm proud of him, man.
You know what? And we are proud of him. And as a father to a father, I am proud to see that relationship that you and him has. It is wonderful.
Thank you.
It is wonderful.
Yeah,
so, that's great.
Coach, I mean, we could talk about that guy for a long time, you know, because that's I hate to say it around him. I say, hey, that's my baby boy.
You got that right.
I don't care what nobody says.
And he just got to accept that. Like you said, he got to accept that me and Coach Freeman call him Little Tommy. He just got to accept that. You got to accept that, though. But it's out of respect and out of love to call him Little Tommy, call you Big Tommy. And it's just that, you know, we all part of family because we all part of the neighborhood.
That's right.
And that's why I told him at that little cookout, no, you gonna be Little Tommy, and that's Little Durl. You know that you know BW. That's just BW because BW. They know he just BW. Ain't no big or little. That's just him. But and all his other friends. But just to see from a father to a father, I'm proud of both of y'all.
Thank you.
I'm a part of both. My last question is, and I know you summed it up previously. Why do you coach this game? You told me a little bit.
Yeah.
Why do you coach this game? Because we had a lot of coaches. Some people coach 1 year. Some people coach 6 months because they can't handle the unpolished kid. They can't. They can't have the patience to be around to see that diamond shine. Because sometimes it take 3 years, 4 years. Sometimes it take. But when they do, sit back, enjoy their athletics, their academics, and sit back, and it's wonderful. And like I said, it'll get better and better and better. So why do you coach this game?
I love what I do. I love being able to, I said it, make a difference in a child's life. And without me even saying the words, what I just said, people did that for me.
Yes.
And as I look at year in and year out, I mean, it's a football game. I mean, I love the sport. But it can help change a kid's life if they dream and if they go through the educational steps or process, blend in with an activity, sport of a game, and that's my game, football. And let's use it to make a future. And so that's why I keep doing it. I mean, I can't believe it's 10 years over here.
Yes.
You know, in Virginia Beach, and 32 complete as a head football coach. That's incredible. I don't know.
That's outstanding.
I have just enjoyed the walk.
Yes.
And so, you know, I think, in closing on my little chat about it, I just think that I win every time I meet another kid and say, okay, you want to be this and want to be that, this is what it takes.
Well said. And with that, and I tell you, Tommy, thank you for what you do for your community.
Thank you.
It is really appreciated.
Thank you. Appreciate it. God bless.